Welcome to Bendigo. What's up guys, my name is Nathan Tawaya and I just got back after spending an amazing few days exploring Bendigo. Bendigo is located on the traditional lands of the Dja Dja Wurrung and the city is located 2 hours northwest from Melbourne within the heart of the Victorian goldfields. Bendigo is the 7th largest gold producer in the world with 700,000 kilograms of gold found on the Bendigo goldfields during the gold rush. Bendigo is home to rich gold rush history, vibrant arts and culture scene, stunning parklands and some amazing cafes and restaurants you won't want to miss. From the towering Great Stupa of universal compassion to the beautiful Bendigo Botanic Gardens, Bendigo has so many hidden gems to uncover. So let's start this video off at the Victoria Hill Mining Reserve. The Victoria Hill Mining Reserve was once the deepest mine in the world at over 1400 metres deep, and this mine actually featured on Australia's first pound note printed in 1913. This former mining site was pivotal in Bendigo's gold mining history, and during its 97 years of operation, the Victoria Hill mine yielded about $8 billion worth of gold. The mine is located about 6 minutes drive from the Bendigo city centre, and it's a great spot to learn about the mine shafts, the mine workings and the former Bendigo goldfields. I spent about half an hour walking around and reading all the information signs before climbing to the top of Poppet Head Lookout for beautiful views over Bendigo. Another spot you need to check out in town is the Bendigo Botanic Gardens. The Bendigo Botanic Gardens were established in 1857 and is one of regional Victoria's earliest botanic gardens. The gardens are located just an 8-minute drive from the Bendigo city centre, and it's a great place for family get-togethers, picnics and barbecues. When I was here, I checked out the Lani Goringalang precinct, which houses over 15,000 indigenous plants and trees surrounded by beautiful wetlands. Another amazing spot to check out here is the Garden for the Future, which is a nice place to learn about plants, horticulture and conservation. For one of the best wineries in Victoria, you need to pay a visit to Balgownie Estate. Located just a 14-minute drive from the city centre, Balgownie Estate is Bendigo's oldest winery and is famous for its long-lived Cabernet and Shiraz. First established in 1969, Balgownie Estate is one of the pioneers of commercial winemaking in the Bendigo region. Today, you can visit the historic cellar door to taste some wine or dine at the restaurant for picturesque views of the stunning vineyards. The property also features a beautiful homestead accommodation with 7 bedrooms as well as 15 luxury glamping tents that offer stunning views of the Victorian countryside. Another great spot to check out is the Crusoe Reservoir and No. 7 Park. Located within the Greater Bendigo National Park and just 15 minutes from the city centre, this unique 210-hectare park is a popular destination for cycling, walking and jogging. If you feel like getting active, there is a beautiful 6-kilometre loop trail that starts at the No. 7 Reserve and takes you past the 2 reservoirs. Along the way, you'll pass by plenty of native flora and fauna as well as information signs and mining relics dating back to the area's gold mining history. I walked around the park at 9 AM in the morning and there were so many kangaroos around, so I would recommend completing this walk first thing in the morning. Bendigo was once one of the richest cities in the world, and the best place to learn about the city's mining history is by taking a tour at the Central Deborah Gold Mine. The Central Deborah Gold Mine operated from 1939 to 1954 and extracted 929 kilograms of gold, which would be worth around $85 million today. During my time here, I went for a guided mine experience tour to learn some interesting facts about Bendigo's golden heritage. The tour started with a short walk around the surface of the mine where I got to learn about how the mine operated at the impressive engine room. We then descended 61 metres underground to discover what the conditions were actually like for the miners, and we got to see traditional mining equipment in action, which was really cool. This 75-minute tour is accessible for wheelchairs and is suitable for children aged 3 years and over, so definitely add it to your Bendigo itinerary. Chinese heritage is an integral part of Bendigo, and to immerse yourself in the history, you need to visit the Golden Dragon Museum. Located within Rosalind Park at the heart of the city centre, the Golden Dragon Museum is a living history of the Chinese people of Bendigo. In the mid-1800s, 20% of Bendigo's population hailed from China, and these people brought their culture and beliefs to the goldfields. While most of the Chinese gold miners returned home, a small population remained to form the Bendigo Chinese community, which has continued to influence the city. At the Golden Dragon Museum, you can experience first-hand Chinese arts, history and culture, as well as wander the Garden of Joy, which is a nice spot to relax and unwind. Within the museum, you can also check out the oldest Chinese dragon in the world, known as Long, as well as the world's longest imperial dragon, which is named Daigum Long. One of the most iconic experiences in Bendigo is hopping aboard one of the vintage talking trams. Dating back to 1890, these trams have been used since the gold rush and were used to transport locals and miners to their destinations. This hop-on, hop-off tour starts at Bendigo Tramways, which is located just a few minutes from the centre of Bendigo and is the oldest operating tram depot in Australia. Whilst waiting for your tram, you can stop by the Tram Museum to uncover 130 years of tramway history, or sit by the Tram Cafe and enjoy a nice lunch inside a 1916 N-Class tram. Bendigo trams operate from 10 AM to 4 PM, and once you hop on board, your tram will start sharing interesting facts about Bendigo, including historic buildings and entertaining stories about the city's golden history. The vintage talking tram tour takes about 1 hour to complete, and I think it's the quickest way to get your bearings of the city and see the city's key landmarks and monuments. Another must-see spot in Bendigo is the Bendigo Art Gallery. The Bendigo Art Gallery is one of Australia's oldest and largest regional galleries and is famous for its international exhibitions that have showcased the likes of Marilyn Monroe, Grace Kelly and Elvis. But what is just as impressive is its permanent display, which features more than 5,000 artworks including paintings, sculptures and ceramics. The current exhibition on display is called Paris Impressions of Life 1880 to 1925, which takes visitors on a journey through the lively and picturesque streets of historic Paris. Featuring more than 170 works of art and artisan objects, this exhibition took me right back to my short time exploring Paris last year. From the busy banks of the Seine to the idyllic public gardens to the lively atmosphere of Montmartre, this exhibition reflects the artistic innovation which shaped modern Paris. Located on the corner of Rosalind Park in the centre of Bendigo, the Bendigo Art Gallery is an awesome place to spend a day in the city. Bendigo is also home to one of the most beautiful cathedrals in Australia, the Sacred Heart Cathedral. Located just a few minutes drive from the Bendigo city centre, the Sacred Heart Cathedral is the third largest cathedral in Australia and reflects the wealth that Bendigo accumulated during the Gold Rush era. Towering 75 metres high and 75 metres long, the Sacred Heart Cathedral is known for its amazing stained glass windows, huge prayer hall and peaceful atmosphere. From gargoyles and flying buttresses to marbled floors and angels soaring above, the Sacred Heart Cathedral is an impressive gallery of artistry and craftsmanship. This architectural marvel took 80 years to build, and the cathedral was finished in 1977 when the main spire was completed, and it continues to dominate the Bendigo skyline. Alright, so before I reveal my number one spot in Bendigo, I want to make a special mention of the Dumawul tour, which you should book during your time in Bendigo. The team at Dumawul run cultural tours of Bendigo which allow you to gain a deeper understanding of their connection to country and how they have maintained their culture over time. The Jara are the traditional owners of the land around Bendigo and have cared for the land for thousands of years. I had the opportunity to experience their Alhambra CBD walking tour, and during this tour I uncovered the rich cultural histories of Bendigo. This incredible tour runs for about 75 minutes, and I'll include the booking link in the description below. Okay, so my number one spot to visit in Bendigo is the Great Stupa of Universal Compassion. Rising 48 metres above Bendigo's distinct bushland and measuring 50 metres wide at its base, the Great Stupa of Universal Compassion is the largest Buddhist stupa in the Western world. Based on the famous Great Stupa of Gyantse in Tibet, the Great Stupa is located just a 20-minute drive northwest from the Bendigo city centre and is one of the most impressive structures I've seen in Australia. During the building process, the Dalai Lama visited in 2007, and visitors have been trekking to the stupa for many years as it was slowly built. The interior and exterior of the stupa continues to be decorated, and you can go inside and discover beautiful relics and artworks. One of the main sculptures here is the $1 million Jade Buddha, which is carved from what is thought to be the largest jade boulder in the world, shipped all the way from Canada. The Jade Buddha toured the world for 9 years, and over 10 million people have seen it, and now he has come to his final home inside the Great Stupa. Whilst you are here, be sure to walk around the Peace Park to learn about Buddhism, Asian culture and art. Alright, so that just about wraps up my Bendigo top 10. Let me know where your favourite places in Bendigo are in the comments below. You can find me on Instagram and TikTok at NathSway. It's Nath, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.